Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
All right. Welcome to the Gridiron. If you give this video a thumbs up and maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking awesome. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. Wait, next time I go live, if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge, baby. What do you got to lose, right? If you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel, go down in the description box below. Very top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me, and I thank you in advance. Thank you. And also, a little farther ways down in the description box, there's an additional link. Takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,400 members in the group. It's growing every day. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. All right. Well, I was coming on last night, and I'll tell you what. Yeah, just crap like that. I mean, it's just so draining. It is just so draining. I mean, it's like you think maybe you turned the corner. You know what I mean? And after the Seattle game, right? You figure, maybe they turned the corner, or maybe we got this thing figured out. Maybe we can kind of, and the thing is that, it wouldn't be quite as bad or quite as disappointing. Now, the thing is, the Bengals are a decent team. Their defense, they got a couple guys back, Hill, because Hill was drafted by the Giants. So, he had this game circled. He was going to play the game of his life, and he did. They had Rankins got back. So they got a couple of the good players back, but their defense is not very good. But they got a good offense. Right. And they were 1-4. And basically, after a while, you just start doing the numbers. It's like if they're 1-5, well, could they make the playoffs? Absolutely. And a perfect example of that, all right, is since we're talking about this, the 2024 Cincinnati Bengals, they were 1-4. Okay. If they lost, they would be 1-5. Could they still make the playoffs? Absolutely, because I always go back to this because I'm stupid, but I remember every now and then I remember a little something. Because you go back to 1970, the first year of the AFL-NFL merger, right? The Cincinnati Bengals were 1-6. Not only did they make the playoffs, they won their division. The division wasn't very good. They won the final 7 games. They went from 1970, Cincinnati Bengals started 1-6, won their final 7 games. They finished 8-6 and won the division. The Steelers won their way up. The Oilers won we're going to start going on their way down. 72 and 73. The Oilers, only team in history with back-to-back 1-win seasons. But the Steelers were kind of on the way up. The Steelers in 69, Chuck Noll took over. They were 1-13, so they were starting to work their way up. 1-13, and then 70, 71, they weren't quite playoff bound. 72 is when they first made the playoffs, and after that, of course, the dynasty was off and running. But the Browns, I tell you, it was rather disappointing for the Browns in 1970. I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but the Browns, 64, they won the championship. 65, they went to the championship game. 69, 68, 67, they went to playoffs, and then they get the merger against the Cincinnati Bengal team that had only been around since 1968, and they let them beat them to the title. I mean, the Steelers were not that good. The Oilers were not very good. And somehow the Browns, the Browns went to the NFC, or actually it was the NFL championship game in '69. They lost to the Vikings. They got killed killed by the Vikings, but they made it to the championship games. I mean, they were good. The Browns were very good in the 50s, actually ever since their existence. But for some reason, in 1970, they slipped to 7-7. Anyway, I mean, but anyway, we get back to 2024 here, right? But you start looking at after a while, it's kind of, I mean, if they were 1-5, could they? Yeah, because as I said, this 1970 Cincinnati Bengals started 1-6, they finished 8-6, and they won the division. So, is it possible? Yeah, but I mean, if you're off, it makes it very difficult, really, really difficult. So they were coming in fighting for their lives. And the thing is that you can almost kind of, I mean, if the Giants lost like 24-21, be like, you kick the dirt a little bit and come on, be a little bummed out and all that stuff, and maybe shed a little tear or something like that. But I mean, okay, you can, it's any given Sunday or Sunday night or Thursday night or Monday night, or, anything can happen, anything, right? So, but I mean, it's like 17-7. He scored 7 points. I mean, it's just totally mind. It just goes to show you how Brian Dable brings this up all the time. It really is. Each game is its own story, and every week is totally different. This team's got nothing to do with the team from the year before, and just. Yeah, so it's true. You look at what the Giants did in Seattle. They couldn't hear anything. They all go up to the line of scrimmage. They can't hear nothing. Nobody jumps off sides. Tracy's running for almost 130 yards. Daniel Jones looking like Joe Montana out there, just driving the team up and down the field, up and down. And they're against like the worst team in football. It was one of the worst defenses in football. We score one touchdown. And Daniel Jones still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass at home yet. I mean, let's see. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Well, I remember last year. Let's see. Let's do this. Okay, we're good. 2024 New York Giants. Go back last year, previous season. If we look, I mean, the first game of the season against the Cowboys, he didn't throw a touchdown pass. Then we came home against the Seahawks. Of course, he threw a touchdown pass, but it was to the other team. I forgot exactly. I don't know if he was in the Commander game, but it's like, So this year he hasn't thrown. I mean, what is it with playing at home? Right, against Minnesota, we scored 6 points. So we played 3 home games and we've scored 1 touchdown in 3 home games. 1 touchdown. We've scored 22. We scored, 28 points in 3 home games. We're averaging like 9 points a game at home. It's like, what are we down? It just simply. It's like, I can't remember what movie it is with Al Pacino. I don't remember if it's like one of the Godfathers or what the heck it is or something. Every time I try to get down, they pull me back in. It's like every time you think maybe, we turn the corner or something, I mean, why we at home or at nighttime, why can't we win? I think Daniel Jones is like 1-14. At nighttime? Are you kidding me? I mean, we've had 3 home games. He hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in 3 home games. I mean, I said the 2 he played last year in the beginning, the Dallas and Seattle, we scored 3 points. So, like those 5 games I've rattled off there, because after a while, Daniel Jones, and he started getting injured. The Miami game, he came back and he got injured again. So I mean, we've scored the last I can think of, the last 5 home games. I remember him playing the whole game in for the most part. We've scored 31 points in 5 games. We got shut out. We scored 3 points. We scored 6 points. We scored 7 points. We scored 15 points. You realize we're averaging like 6 points a game. The last 5 home games that I can remember that Daniel Jones played in. Now, 1 touchdown pass in 5 home games. We've scored 1 touchdown in the last 5 home games. 1 touchdown. I mean, one of the things that Carl Banks was talking about, he said, it's kind of like, and it seems like it's true, right? And now, of course, we're going to go over a little Andrew Thomas news here, which quite possibly, he doesn't seem super spectacular during the year. And last night, I can't remember the dude's name. He's a real good edge rusher. I can't remember it for the Bengals. Basically, just plowed him over. And I'm like, and he sacked Daniel Jones. I'm like, is that Andrew? I didn't know. I was like wiping my eyes. I was like, did we bring Nate Solder back, or is that Evan Neal? Who is that out there? That's ain't no way that's Andrew Thomas. I mean, this dude just basically bowled him over. And it's like, and Andrew Thomas like laying. I was like, what the? So he's had whatever this is. He's had it ain't just last night. He's had this for a little while, and it's apparently whatever is getting worse. And once again, it's another foot/ankle, whatever issue with Andrew Thomas. Once again, so so he's got the foot this year. Last year he had the hamstring. 2022 he was all that in a bag of Doritos, and then injuries, and just same thing with Evan Neal, injuries, right? So, but I mean, it just, I don't know, very, very disappointing. Very, very. I mean, you look at like the stats. I gotta find them. Nope. I'm here somewhere. I got so many. Okay. Well, there we go. I got so many tabs open here. I mean, the thing is that they were certainly, the Bengals were certainly not super spectacular. And then they had 13 first downs. They had the ball for 26 minutes. We had it for 34. Right. They had 13 first downs. They had 300 yards of offense. We had 300 yards of offense. The thing is that they made the play. I mean, like the Burrow play. I mean, that was just, that was just, I mean, oh my God. I mean, that's probably another one of the problems. Another one of the issues is that you got the young secondary. New system, young secondary. The Giants are playing man-to-man. And the one thing is they kind of schemed it up right, but the way they attacked Burrow left this huge gaping hole, and he just took off. And, basically, probably Cincinnati just diagrammed it up like that. It's like, what we're going to do, we're going to send everybody, as soon as they go into man-to-man, every one of our receivers is going to go one side of the field, and there's going to be nobody over here. And when that happens, I'm going to, I don't know if he's going to say a word or something like that, like blue or whatever at the line of scrimmage, and everybody kind of alerts everybody. Oh, okay, this could be the play. You know what I mean? So basically, they're all going. We all know they're all, they're all running over this side of the field. So whatever happens, we're going to try to push everybody past the quarterback or open up a hole, and I'm just going to take off. Basically, that's what happened. And it looked like Isaiah Simmons was spying him, but he got caught up and he couldn't catch him. He was gaining ground on him, but by the time he got to, but I mean, so I mean, something's got to be done about that. It was, basically it's just like the way that the front. I mean, they few of the guys ran past them, and it just left a big gaping hole. It was just, so that's something the Giants obviously have to work on. But I mean, if you look at like the end zone view of it, it's like, Burrows drops back to pass, right? There's a nice hole opens up for him, but like everybody is on this side of the field. It's like, and I say, so I mean, that was flawed right there. But even then, I mean, I said the defense really played well. Really, really played well. I mean, I said, if you told me after the game was over that, you know what, man, Giants are only going to give up 17 points. I'm like, yeah. I thought they were easily. I came on the video, whatever, the night before, whatever, and said, Giants got to score in the 20s. I mean, there's no way we're holding these guys in the teens. Nope. Well, we did. Yep. So, I mean, you can even, what the heck was it? I mean, it was, when did they score their last touchdown? It was like, what was it? What are we at here? Gamecast. The Gamecast? Is that it? That's it? That'll tell me? Yeah. 1:52 to go. So, basically, the Giants held the Bengals for the first 58 minutes of the game to 10 points. And their one touchdown was that Joe Burrow. And the thing that really pissed you off about that, too. Not saying he got that, it was a touchdown, but it was 3rd and 18. 3rd and 18, and they picked it up. And now they picked it up, and they scored a touchdown. I mean, if we hold them to 10 yards, they're punting. I mean, we got the ball. It was just, I mean, the missed field goals. You got to give Dable some credit, for going for it on 4th down. I mean, how many times you go for it on 4th down? I mean, holy cow. Where are we at here? Where are we at here? Let's go to team stats. What were we, 3 out of 5 on 4th down, I think it was? Yeah, 3 out of 5. So we were 8 out of 20 altogether between 3rd and 4th down. So that's like 40%. So that's a little on the low side, but it's okay. But I mean, it was still better than what they were 4 out of 11. So that's under 40%. Yeah. So, we converted at a higher rate. It's just, the Daniel Jones interception. I mean, the thing is that, the Hill, of course, as I said, he had this game circled. Oh, yeah? Yeah, you don't want to be signing me? All right, yeah, okay. I got something for you. Oh, dude played the game of his life, didn't he? Oh, yeah. But the thing is Daniel Jones, he's standing in the pocket, surveying, and he's looking, right in the middle of this vision right here is a 300-something pound body running right at him. I mean, he's played college football, I guess high school football. He's played 6 seasons in the NFL, blah, 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 blah. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You got to know, right? You got to feel, you got to have that pocket presence, right? You can, look past the guy, but no, right? I mean, you've been in the pocket 750,000 times in your career, between college and all this stuff, dropping between practice, the preseason, regular season, even a playoff game, right? You were in the pocket. You got to know. You got to feel the guy coming. You can't, what I mean, get it where he's that close and he can hit your arm. I mean, if you're looking this way, and you pat whatever, you drop back, and you should be like bouncing around, But if somehow you wind up getting blindsided, it is what it is, right? But I mean, if you got the guy running right at you, and you don't get the ball off, and what are you doing? Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much we were at the 14-yard line right there. And all these guys keep talking, Carl Banks and Big Blue Kickoff Live and Ed Valentine. I've listened to a lot of their shows and all. Even if he just take a knee or whatever, or throw the ball or throw it early or something, just get a intentional grounding penalty, whatever. Now that was first down. So you got 2 more downs. Run it a couple times. Pick up another 4 or 5 yards. Get back inside the 20. At least kick a field goal. You gotta get points. My God, what the is wrong with you? The guy's running right at you. I mean, it's got to be as soon as he gets within 5 yards of you. There's got to be an alarm going off because I mean, you get the ball off. I mean, if he's within 5 yards of you. There's no, and if you start, your throwing motion, there's no way he should hit you. Or if he does, it might be roughing, and you might get a penalty, right? And then get a first down. But I mean, there's got to be. If you see a guy, especially it's the guy's not being blocked. He's running full speed at you. You gotta know. It's like the alarm's got to go off, and it just. I mean, it just. One of the things I think Carl Banks was talking about too was there's like a little blueprint out there, right? And it's kind of unfortunately goes back to Daniel Jones, being rattled, getting hit. He was getting injured last season, and just. Get to him early, rattle him early, hit him early, get him off his game and all that stuff. And then, advantage to the defense, right? Because you start rattling the guy. And it looked like that's just some of that just started happening. I mean, obviously that early interception there, he was getting hit a lot. Not a lot, but he got sacked a couple times. There was some pressure there. He was getting hit. And we're rattling him. I mean, it was the one play, I forgot, it was 3rd down and whatever it was. He's back in the pocket. Wan'Dale Robinson's got like 5 yards. He's running, toward the sideline. I mean, he's got like, like half a mile on these defenders. And he throws the ball so far in front of Wan'Dale. Wan'Dale's diving, and he still was like about 2 yards away from him by the time he's diving. And he still landed 2 yards in front of him. It's like, what are you doing? What? You got to make those. I mean, it just, unfortunately, it's what's going to wind up happening with Daniel. He might give you good indication, or maybe everything's okay, and then just if things are not going well, is he there for you? Nope. Things are not going well. You're screwed. They have to get another quarterback. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. The 4 games in a row were not bad. Last 4 games in a row. But I mean, I said when things are going bad, he has no answer. No answer. I mean, he can't hit wide open guys. I mean, there's a couple times you've seen there was last night. I mean, you see like on people have YouTube videos or on Facebook groups and stuff like that, and all showing pictures. Daniel Jones is dropped back in the pocket. There was a picture. I forgot what play it was, but there was like 2 or 3 receivers open, and he was throwing it to the one guy who was covered. Ed Valentine said he talked to somebody, I think from Duke, who covers Duke, I think it was, and he said, he called him like a robo quarterback. He said, Daniel Jones, if you can tell him what play to run, he'll run the play, and if and he knows where to go with the ball for his first read. And what the guy told Ed Valentine, he said, if the first read is there, he'll throw it to him. He said, if the first guy ain't there, sometimes you can start having problems, and you can't be that to be a successful quarterback in the NFL. Just can't do it. The one thing is that back in 2022, if you remember, is that of course we had Saquon, but we also had a healthy Daniel Jones, had Saquon, and the threat of Saquon back there right? When we always had pretty much a healthy Daniel Jones all year. We had pretty much a healthy Saquon Barkley, right? And it helped us get to the playoffs. But I mean, it was just a threat. You know, I mean, maybe the play action to freeze the wide receiver, the linebackers, and just the threat of a good running game or good running back, right? But I mean, and then last night, I mean, Tracy had what? What do you have? Like 50 yards on 17 carries or so. I mean, he had over 100 yards, Tracy, right? But once again, I mean, the offensive line just did not do the interior, the offensive line did not do a good job. I mean, blocking. I mean, we had over 100 yards. What do we have there? Rushing at 119 yards rushing on 31 attempts, 3.8 yards a carry. Now, they had 6.1. They had 121, but like 50 of it was on one run from Joe Burrow. So if you take Joe Burrow's run away, they had like 70 yards rushing on 19 carries. So, I mean, they average like not. They didn't even average. They average about 3.8 yards a carry. So, but I mean, we had the good threat, of a good running back there. Now, as I said, Tracy had once again another over 100 yards of total offense. So, when Motor comes back, it's going to be interesting to see what the balance is. I mean, we start going to 60 Motor, 35 Tracy, and 5% Eric Gray, or how are we going to? But Tracy really looks good. He really looks good. Another guy looks good is Malik. Hopefully, he can come back this weekend because we're certainly going to need him. But I'll tell you what, it was just I mean. When you think that they might turn the corner, they might. Because I mean, it's like, how are we going to lose a game? It's just like every week, and whenever they lose, it's like, how are we going to lose this one? How are we going to blow this game? What idiotic, stupid things are going to happen to the Giants that are going to cause us to lose this football game? I mean, basically, that's it in a nutshell. It's just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Now, of course, we got the Eagles coming in, and I mean, we missing field goals, interception in the red zone. We let a quarterback run almost 50 yards for a touchdown. I mean, that was the longest run for a quarterback against the Giants since 1942, when a guy from Pittsburgh ran for 66 yards, I think it was. Cam. In 2015, that was the Josh Norman game, the Odell Beckham Jr. Josh Norman game. 2015, Carolina came into play the Giants. Well, that was the year that Carolina was 15-1, and they lost in the Super Bowl. But Cam ran for a 47-yarder on that one. So basically, Burrow tied Cam, right, for 47 yards. But other than that, you have to go back to 1942 before a quarterback ran for a farther run against the Giants than Burrow did last night. So, but I mean, if the defense, did very good job, kept us in the game. 17 points, you can't complain about that at all. I mean, the defense is doing a very, very good job. Very, very good job, right? Defense is young. We got a bunch of young players in there learning the system, right? They're going to get more experience, more playing time. We'll hopefully only get better. The problem is that brings me up to my next point here. We got to start getting healthy. Now, of course, we're talking New York Giants and injuries. They just kind of go hand in hand, right? But we're talking about Andrew Thomas. But we're also talking Bernsey. He was kind of he had a very good game last night. Very, very good game last night. We're going to go over some of the stats and all that stuff and everything just a few minutes here. But Bernsey had a great game, but he was kind of hobbling after the game was over with. So hopefully he'll be ready to go against the Eagles. But the dude's playing his heart out. But hopefully they give him like the whole week off or something. Right, so we'll have to wait and see. But Andrew Thomas going in for an MRI on obviously today, Monday. Obviously, it's Tuesday right now, but so hopefully, I mean, he could be out for a while. So I don't know who we're going to have at left tackle. Sure, we'll keep Illuminor at right tackle because he's doing a very good job there. But I don't know. We're going to have Zunu coming in. We're going to have Evan Neal. So we'll have to wait and see. But, unfortunately, Andrew Thomas getting an MRI on his foot after rough Giants showing. Andrew Thomas's game-changing penalty, and that one too. Yep. Legally downfield. And a huge play for the Giants. And I mean, it's like, what are you doing? I mean, it's just like, it's just like amazing. Like whenever there was a big play, it was always against the Giants. A long touchdown, or one got wiped out by a penalty, field goals, interceptions, just stuff that takes points off the board and all. It was all went against the Giants. All went against the Giants. The star left tackle is headed for imaging on his foot. So, once again, there's more problems with ankles and feet and all that stuff. So, to determine that a closer look was needed, he was limping just to get back to the huddle Sunday during the fourth quarter and admitted afterward that he was not great. Let's see here. I don't know exactly what it is, so we'll see what they say, Thomas said. They said we need an MRI to see exactly what's going on. Thomas allowed 2 sacks. How often does that happen? Including one on the final drive. He said, I was fighting, Thomas said. Yeah, he was fighting, but was he doing more harm than good? It was kind of like the same thing last year after like the first drive of the season, right? Block kick, he's running down, pulls his hamstring, and then he continued to play, continue to make it worse and worse and worse and worse until they pulled him out. So every drive he was out there, he probably extended the injury about another week or so by playing. So Thomas had 2 ankle surgeries earlier in his career and missed 7 games last season due to a hamstring injury. Most relevantly, he did not play in Week 5 of 2021 season due to a foot injury. His ankles and his feet, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Giants have had the same 5 offensive linemen play every snap this season, which is a small miracle, but unfortunately, it looks like that's going to come to an end. They lose Thomas, the options are moving right tackle Jermaine Illuminor on the left side and inserting either Joshua Zunu or Evan Neal, 2 bench former starters, or having one of those 2 start in Thomas's place. Either way, Thomas is one of the most irreplaceable Giants. Yep. And that's even after his poor game Sunday that included a illegal man downfield penalty to wipe out a 56-yard completion to Darius Slayton. I mean, not good enough, Thomas said after his performance. It was an RPO, run pass option. A similar play happened last week, and they didn't call it. Sometimes it's just 50-50. So, but also here, what we have is Giants could potentially be without 2 stars to face the Eagles. Okay. Suffering a disappointing loss to the Bengals was one thing, but the fact that the Giants had no business dropping to a 2-4 is enough to make people pretty dang upset. This is a good football team, but the lack of consistent execution for both sides of the ball is infuriating. Well, you knew the defense. It was a real good chance, right? Lack of consistency. You knew with the defense because you got a new system being implemented, right? But you got a bunch of young babies, right, in the secondary. You got 3rd-year Flott, 2nd-year Banks. You got 1st-year Phillips, 1st-year Newman. Belton's 3rd year. Then you got Pinnock. He's still on his rookie deal. You got a bunch of, you got 6 guys If you put Trey Hawkins in there and Javarius Owens, McCann, I mean, you got almost 10 guys, like all almost like they're rookie deals. You got a bunch of young guys learning. So you knew there was going to be some hiccups every now and then. And unfortunately, when those hiccups happen, they're going to result in points. Or if not points, they're going to result in long gainers. Right? So you knew that was going to happen. As time goes by, if you keep the same guys, you keep the same coach, the same defensive system and all, things should start getting better and better and better as time goes by. But it's only going to get better the more they play. Right? It's just experience. Right? Snaps. That's what's going to get better. So you knew that. The inconsistency. But now injuries are piling up for Brian Daboll. Stud left tackle Andrew Thomas is battling a foot injury and is undergoing an MRI. With him clearly in a ton of discomfort, it's feeling quite likely that he could end up missing some time, including the upcoming Week 7 meeting with the Eagles. That'd be a brutal blow for the Big Blue offensive line. Yipper. But Brian Burns and Andrew Thomas are both banged up for the Giants. Should Thomas not be able to suit up, we'd certainly see some shifting up front. This could open the door for Joshua Zudu to start at left tackle in place of Thomas, or could Evan Neal, who lost his starting right tackle spot to Jermaine Illuminor, jump in until Thomas is back healthy? As for the defensive front, Burns looked sensational against the Bengals, which came after a strong performance versus the Seahawks too. So we're starting to get a little bit of bang for the buck. And also another thing too is that Burns has been he's been banged up like all year long. Yeah, and he's starting to you can start to see some results. You can start to see why the guy why a couple of those plays last night. It's like, all right, now I see why we paid the dude $28 million a year. It's the going rate. It is what it is, but he looked pretty good. He really looked good. As for the defensive front, Burns looked sensational, but however, the standout pass rusher continues to be plagued by a groin issue. The first popped up earlier this campaign. This is also going to be something to monitor the rest of the week ahead of the Eagles and Giants taking the field. It says here, as for Brian Burns, that dude is hurting, and he played his butt off. My man was seriously limping after the game, and he shared some thoughts on his groin that I will keep between us. But don't ever question Burns' heart and will to win. That dude leaves it on the field and takes losses at home. I bet. And takes losses. Oh. Let's go to X. Takes losses hard. Glad the Giants have him. Me too. Yeah. I can certainly say why the Giants made them what they did. With Burns in a ton of pain, things are only made more difficult with Kayvon Thibodeau on injured reserve after undergoing wrist surgery earlier this month. Azeez Ojulari stepped in and was unstoppable versus the Bengals, but behind him, the depth is thin, with Boogie Basham being the next man up. You got Tolman Fox, Boogie Basham. I mean, it's like, you're not getting, you're not going to get, the production, shall we say, from Boogie Basham, right? That you would get with a Burns or a Thibodeau, right? With the Giants at 2-4 in the year, it feels like this upcoming tilt with the Eagles is going to be one they have to come out on top or stay in the postseason hunt. Dropping to 2-5 and then heading to Pittsburgh for a prime time battle with the Steelers is going to be quite difficult. The good news is that Malik Neighbors should be back against the Eagles. The bad news, however, is that Burns and Thomas may have to watch this one from the sidelines. Unfortunately, that's, But that's one of the things. That's why it's so important to have, like a rotation at the, like the NASCAR package or whatever we had. You can't ever have too many edge rushers, because if one goes down, you bring somebody else in. right? Now, if you got two guys there, you don't want to spend obviously $300 million on 6 edge rushers, right? Just keep running, I get it, but that's why it never hurts, to draft a defensive lineman early on, right, in the draft, whether it's a defensive tackle, right, whatever, somebody from the outside, whatever. It never hurts, because a lot of times, guys get injured, right, and then you bring guys in, or you bring guys in off the side to keep guys fresh, which is huge. But you also have it where too that you can't pay everybody, so you might pay 1 or 2 guys, and then this guy's contract's up, and so you're going to pay him too, or you got to let him go. So if you let him go, you got to replace him with somebody. So you don't want to have we got one nice edge rusher. Well, what if he gets injured? Then you have nobody. Then you're really screwed, right? So that's why, especially next season. I was going to say in the draft, but it looks like kind of like in the draft, we might be looking for a quarterback. But either second round or in free agency. Get some. The problem is in free agency to get somebody, who's a good rusher of the quarterback, whether it's an edge rusher or a defense, somebody who can push the pocket or something like that. In free agency, it's going to cost you. Getting him in the draft is not going to cost you, unless it's like a first rounder. But the way things are looking with Daniel Jones, and I have a real hard time believing that. If Shane and Dable are back next season, I really have a hard time believing that they're going to keep trying to ride it out with Daniel Jones. I have a hard time believing that. So, Kayvon's out, that we know. Thomas, if he's hobbling around, there's no way he's playing there. I'd be shocked if he's going to be playing next week. Absolutely shocked. Burnsy with the groin. Same thing there. It just might be just really a lot of trouble. But hopefully Malik comes back. Well, that would be huge, because we're going to need to score some points. That's for sure against the Eagles, because they're going to want to have Saquon go off on us. That's for sure. That's for darn sure. Giants are going to have their hands full trying to keep Saquon corralled, right? Let's see here. But the Giants. Unfortunately, as the world turns, but unfortunately, as the weeks go by and more guys get injured, unfortunately, possibly the production from the pass rush might start slipping a little bit, right? The Giants did get 4 sacks, and the Bengals praised the Giants' pass rush. We got 4 sacks. The Giants are still on pace now that we got 26 sacks on the season. Right? So we're still on pace. Once again, that's right now, right? But it's kind of cool. We're on pace for like 73 sacks for the season. Very, very impressive. Right? So we're basically averaging like 4 sacks a game. Right? But obviously it helps if you actually have your starters in there. Now we quite possibly might be down Kayvon and Burnsy. Now Aziz looked really good, but he was fresh. He really, really looked good. He's not that great at stopping the run like maybe a Kayvon is, maybe setting the edge and all that, but he's a real good pass rusher. Now, his problem has been what? What's it been? Injuries. Yes, injuries. So, if things just lining up for the Giants here, well, Aziz just might be next getting injured. Let's hope not, because he might be our star edge rusher next week. But he was in the backfield a lot last night. He really did good. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see here. Where are we at? Oh, there we are. Nope. Box score. I think we had 7 hits, quarterback hits. It wasn't nothing super duper phenomenal. But we had the 4 sacks. Burnsy had the 1. Aziz had 2. And Sexy Dexy had 1. So, I mean, I think Aziz could have had another one. But I mean, it was very impressive. They certainly got some pressure. I mean, Sexy's has 7 sacks in 6 games. So he's really, really doing good. But the Bengals raved about the Giants' defense, their pass rush. They said it's the real deal. So kudos to them for at least giving a little bit of love out to the Giants. Kudos to you, Bengals. Said the sacks just keep coming to Giants with Azeez Ojulari starting in place of Kayvon on injury reserve following wrist surgery. Sacked Joe Burrow 4, and the Giants, not Kayvon, not Azeez, but the Giants sacked Burrow 4 times to raise their NFL leading sack production to 26. The Bengals came away impressed. They lead the league in sacks, Burrow said. They're the real deal, and they didn't have one of their guys. Right? They've got good games up front. They've got good players. They make it tough on us, and their secondary was sticking coverage all day. It's a good defense, and they only get up 17 points. And one of them was a 47-yard run to a quarterback on 3rd and 18. Man. Burrow came into the game as the NFL's top quarterback in terms of passer rating, but he completed only 19 out of 28 passes for 208 yards, both well below his season averages. But I mean, you look at that, but I mean, he 208 yards, but out of those 208, a 24-yarder, a 33-yarder, and a 29-yarder. You add those two, Yosavash had a long of 29. Chase had a long of 33, and Higgins had a long of 24. So 3 completions basically added up for half of his yardage. It was 208 yards. Half of it was on 3 completions. So, I mean, the Giants, defense was very impressive. Very, very good. Burrow said, I was missing throws I normally make. Burrow said, I felt like I let the pressure get to me a little bit. I think he meant in the beginning. Bengals head coach Zach Taylor normally is able to run a far more efficient offense than the one he orchestrated Sunday night. The Giants did a good job up front, Taylor said. They bring pressure. They can win some one-on-ones. They're really invested in that front. Yes, they did. And it shows. They did a good job on the back, just mixing it up. So, now the thing is that, the problem, like with the Giants, is that, what are we doing with Azeez after the season's over with? Right? Because you got Kayvon, you got Burns, you got Sexy Dexy. Okay, great. But, you don't want to just, we got 3. Let's go, You got to have backups. And Azeez is coming off the bench is really, a great backup to have. We got 3 good, solid edge rushers. But the problem is after, this season's up, Azeez might go bye-bye to, greener pastures. Somebody's going to wind up paying him. Giants may not pay him. So unfortunately, we're going to have to get somebody to take his place. I mean, once again, you don't want to go into next season with Kayvon, Brian Burns, Toman Fox, and Boogie Basham. You don't want to do that because you got a huge drop-off. So be interesting to see, can we keep Azeez around? I mean, nobody's going to pay the guy $20 million a year. That's not happening, especially with his injury history and all. But can the Giants maybe entice him to come back? And then they want to throw some money at him? We'll have to wait and see. They will have some money if they do let Daniel Jones go. They'll save themselves about $20 million or so in cap space if they do let Daniel Jones go. So we'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, you can never have too many pass rushers. Now, let me just show you here. What we got here? Yep. Go for teams. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the Giants. Right, if we look here, right? I just, I'm going to go over the team and player grades tomorrow night when I do a video. But you'll see here the pass rush, right? The Lions are number one. Hutchinson's, off the charts. But of course, we're playing the Steelers, right? But the Giants are number 9, right? We're 2-4. So we're 73.3. So our pass rush grade, according to Pro Football Focus, we're number 9 overall. So very, very impressive. I'll go over the rest of these grades tomorrow night. But I also wanted to show like the individuals who make this possible. Where we at here? There somewhere. Oh, there we go. My bad. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, now we got. Now you'll notice, right, is that some of these best grades we got here. There's the pass rush grade here, right? Check it out, Jason Pinnock, even Jordan Riley doing well there, right? But Andrew Phillips, we got some guys coming in from the secondary doing really, really well. But Jason Pinnock, his pass rush grade 91.2. Sexy Dexy, pass rush grade 82. Burnsy 71.2. Even Jordan Riley, who's he hasn't been in that, what is it? 8 pass rushing snaps, 69.4. Not bad. DJ Davidson, 66. Azeez Ojulari, 62. Andrew Phillips, coming in from the slot, right? 61.8. Kayvon, 61.6. And you got Flott, is doing pretty, not too bad. A couple of these guys, Isaiah Simmons. Now, the one thing about Simmons is supposed to be good at rushing the quarterback. Now, has not really done too well this year, according to Pro Football Focus, that's all. But we do got a couple guys that are really doing a very, very good job. Really good job rushing the quarterback. Now, that's the one thing is that, obviously, we knew that with the Bowen, is that he likes to get pressure with the front four. And, he's been, I'll tell you what, so far, knock on wood, we've been doing a fantastic job of that. Of course, now these injuries starting to take hold, the pass rush might take a little bit of a dip, but he's been getting pressure with the front four. And when he's been blitzing, those guys have been getting home too. I mean, let me see here. Can I get this up here? Let me see here. I think I can get this up here too. Oh, here we go. I want to count how many guys here. All right, let me open this. Well, we got how many guys have gotten sacks for the Giants so far? All right, we got, can I click this? Oh, there we go. See, Dexter's got 7. Right? Pinnock's got 3. Burns got 3. Azeez Ojulari, Azeez has got 3 in such a, far fewer snaps than the other guys, right? Kayvon's got 2. DJ Davis, he had 2 in the one game. He's got 2. McFadden's got 1.5. Karakay's got 1.5. Andrew Phillips got 1. Nacho's got 1. Elijah Chapman's got 1. Was that it? Okay. So we got, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 11 guys who got sacks. It's pretty good. 11 different guys who got sacks for the Giants. 11 different guys got sacks for the Giants so far this season. So that's it. Tell you what, Bones, he's doing a real good job. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to be the 2000 Ravens, 85 Bears, 86 Giants. Not saying that, but coming in, he's doing a good job. Doing a really, really good job. He wound up being a great pickup for the Giants. And as I said, with the young guys we got in the secondary, we should only get better with time. Right? More playing, more experience, more reps. So I want to make these guys better. Right. So tell you what, defense is really doing good. We ain't winning no freaking football games scoring 7 points. It's just draining, man. It's just really draining. I mean, you see the game against the Seahawks, and it's like, maybe we're turning the corner here. And then you see that. It's like, as I said, if you lost 24-21, 27-24, and it was a good, exciting game and stuff like that, nip and tuck and all, it's like, it's like, of course I'd be pissed off, of course. But it's like, all right, well, we lost by 3. We gave it a good try. They got a good team and good offense, and we scored some points. They scored some points. They scored 3 more than we did. Okay, that still stinks, but they scored 7 points. It's like, are we ever going to score a touchdown at home? Are we ever going to win a football game at home? It's like, just totally disappointing. So, but we got the Eagles coming up. It's a huge game. I mean, it's a shame because the NFC East is right there for the picking. And if the Giants had some good breaks, we could easily be at the top of the division. But it is what it is. All right, guys. What's it been? 56 minutes. Whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching the replays, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It really means the world to me. Thank you. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!